So the 2024 season of Hard Knocks officially dropped the last Tuesday with the first episode centering around the Giants, right? And this is the first time they sort of centered the whole show around the offseason for a team. And, it just happens to be the New York Giants. And, there's a lot of interesting sort of things to note, right? And I really did like this episode, I will say that. But to start off, it focused heavily on Joe Schoen. With Joe Schoen, it's, you can tell that they're making it seem, they're trying to focus it to where they want you to like Joe Schoen, right? Now, I already like Joe Schoen, but now you get a little bit more of a background, right? You get to see like what he does on a day-to-day, or at least his plan for the offseason, right? For the draft and all that coming up, free agency. And, it's just interesting to know, right? He's a lot more likable to everyone else. I know everyone else, like the people that are watching it, they don't really want to see the Giants. But as a Giants fan, I love this stuff, right? He's a lot different than Dave Gettleman, who just stayed in his office all day long, never came out, said anything, and thought he was smarter than everybody else. At least with Joe Schoen, he's going out and, he's likable. Right, people around the league like him too, and you could see him discussing the Brian Burns trade with the Carolina GM, and they're also close friends and everything. And he fleeced that trade. Let's be honest, he got Brian Burns, and that's just the going market for pass rushers, right? People say overpaid. That's just the going market for pass rushers nowadays. And a second and a fifth, I'll take that all day, every day. So nice work there. He's definitely a lot more likable. And I think the second thing to note is, right, it's very easy to see his plan. Right? He lays out the plan of what he wants the Giants to go towards, right? And he keeps saying, there's no shortcuts. He doesn't believe in shortcuts. He kind of had to change that last year, past 2 years when they made the playoffs, right? If last year and 2022 were reversed, that would be much more nicer. You know what I mean? Because now, going into this year, we would have had the 25th pick. Right now, you're sort of building properly. Probably would have a different quarterback. Blah, blah, blah. Right? You wouldn't have a top 10 pick. But it is what it is. Right? So, he laid out a plan that he's very focused on the quarterback. He's hard. He's just fully set on, you got to have a good, dependable quarterback to win in this league. And I agree, right? You look at everywhere in the league, and the teams that are winning have good quarterbacks, right? You look at the most recent example is the Houston Texans, right? They were, a 2-win, 3-4-win team in 2022. All of a sudden, they go out and get C.J. Stroud and a weapon and a new good head coach, and they're in the playoffs within one season, right? That's just insane. And the core of that is that new quarterback. And that's kind of crazy. They go from Deshaun Watson to C.J. Stroud. But that's what Joe Schoen is trying to build, right? He wants a good quarterback. And again, he had to pay him in 2022 with Daniel Jones. I understand that. So with that, he wants to put more weapons around Daniel Jones, and he wants to put the money in front of him, not behind him. So when it comes to Saquon Barkley, I also agree with that. When it comes to Saquon Barkley, he's a 27-year-old running back, and his value is decreasing. Why would you pay more for future years that, are not going to be beneficial to you? People have to understand, people are so angry about this. Once you pay a player, you're paying him for what he's going to give you in the future. You're not going to pay him for what he has done, for what he's already done, right? GMs aren't going out here. It's oh, well, you did this, did that, and I'm going to pay you based on this. No, you're paying based on what he's going to do for you in the future. So when it comes to Saquon Barkley, how many 1,000-yard seasons is he going to have left? And he has a whole past of injuries, right? And including college as well. He was insane in college. So he's got a lot of miles on him. He's a running back. There's no reason to be paying him that much for a running back. And I mean, it's just how it is. It's just the economic market of that position, right? It's just a fair market value. And you could definitely get another running back. I mean, look at all the other teams. The Chargers got rid of Austin Eckler, but he's a dominant guy. He's a great in pass catching, and he's great running back. You know what I mean? Only Christian McCaffrey is getting paid what he's getting paid because he's Christian McCaffrey. He's literally one unicorn out of the whole blue. You could say Alvin Kamara, but I mean, damn. I mean, Alvin Kamara hasn't made an impact since Drew Brees left. So you want to put the money where it actually is needed. If Joe Schoen wants to go towards a quarterback-heavy sort of philosophy, that's going to go to the offensive line. That's going to go towards more weapons, more wide receivers, tight ends, whatever. But that's where you're going to invest, not in a $12 million in a running back, who the Eagles paid $15 million. So I believe in Joe Schoen. I thought it was the correct move, right? Just letting him walk. And I mean, I would have hoped to at least trade him, because now you know that teams are willing to take Saquon Barkley, right? And the Philadelphia Eagles overpaid. I don't care what anybody says. They definitely overpaid. So that's that. And I'm really excited to see next episode or in the future episodes where you see the negotiations with Saquon, and just to see how Saquon, didn't even give them a chance. Didn't even give the Giants a chance to rebuttal and went straight to Philly, right? That's just unacceptable. You know what I mean? Like, everyone wants to clown the Giants, but he made his decision to go to the Eagles. And, and on top of that, it's the Giants that rejected him. You know what I mean? Like, we got rid of him. Like, so we got other focuses that we should be prioritizing. And again, I agree with Joe Schoen on what he did. So, and he didn't have the proper draft. He could have went for a quarterback, but you gotta give him another chance. Either way, I don't think they're gonna bring back Daniel Jones regardless, whether it's this year or next year. I think this is it. This probably is the last year, most likely, for Daniel Jones. Even if he goes out and throws like 30 touchdowns or whatever, I think like the only honest way he stays is if we win like 13 games, and Daniel Jones goes nuclear. You know what I mean? And he's legit a top 10 QB. Like, he has to validate the contract, basically. $40 million, right? If not, he's out. It's just as simple as that. So, again, good episode. Those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. And, on to the next episode. Take care.